to be Kelly McBride, who's been a locksmith for many years. I'm going to ask the questions that I will be asking many others, hopefully in the future, all over the country, because I am in a position where I can travel a little. And okay, first question: have I financed my business? I have taken a bank loan for my first and second business years ago. A bank loan's hard to get. Before you even step foot in a bank that is willing to loan money to a business, you will need a great business plan. Take the time to learn how to do a business plan. There are resources online to help you with that. Chances are the bank won't loan you the money, even if you have one. They'll loan you the money if you have the ability to pay it back. Quote. Let me simplify that. Let's say you want to borrow $100 from the bank. I'm just picking $100. So the bank will want a good business plan, and they would want you to make sure you have $100 in the bank to borrow the $100 you need. And then they will want $200 in equity, some property that they can attach. Now think about that for a few minutes. But that is basically what you get from the bank. Well, and then they'll of course want interest on your business loan, and that's somewhere below a credit card and above a car loan. Best finance ideas is to borrow from yourself. Consider a low interest credit card or a personal loan. I have borrowed money that way. That works the best for me. I've also borrowed money from friends and family in past business ventures, and while my family was paid back for the most part, some weren't. And the same with friends. Fortunately, going into those in the past, they knew the risk, and it wasn't a staggering amount of money that was lost. Lessons learned. I only use money for my business generated by me or the business itself. And I should mention Small Business Association, the VA, a legitimate VA loan source, or the Small Business Association. Be careful, but they have similar rules as the bank, and they kind of consider small business as 50 people, not one or two, or 10 or 20, 50 people. That's to them as a small business, and usually you have to have property involved in the deal so they can attach the property or help you buy the property. Yeah. And as government deals, there's more paperwork and more people involved than a loan through the bank. I got into my first business many years ago in 1988. My latest business is Maclock, and a lock business, and it started a few years ago, and it's based out of Firestone, Colorado. Firestone is who we pay our sales tax to. We'll grow and prosper, and I hope for Maclock to stay in business for 100 years. And part of that is I have other people to carry on after me to run the business and make a living for them and to be profitable in the future. Why do I think that's going to happen? Well, in my business, my overhead is low. I do not have to maintain a living wage for my business because of other sources of income. So I'm not taking a paycheck right now. We are very competitive in pricing, and we have good customer service and a solid the starting foundation. And what do I mean by a foundation? Understanding what your market is. Knowing your product, um, getting your necessary licenses and credentials. For us, it's publishing a mission statement on your website, and a feedback on your website, a feedback page on your website. You want to know what people think about you and your business. And another thing that's important about the foundation of a business is to make it clear that your business is held accountable for all that happens, to include mistakes and customer service, and that everyone is treated like friends or neighbors. But the most success that I've had is because I say yes to my clients' requests, and I take responsibility for my work. Another question I'm going to be asking other businesses is, how have you grown your business? Well, we are a starting business, Maclock is. And since we started, I've tried all types of advertising. There are some advertisers that do pay. There are some that do not pay. There's some that insist you give them money every month. Some are quite reasonable. I can say this about that. Scrutinize your advertisers before you buy, before you make that commitment. The most return in investment has been a good website and placement on Google with the appropriate tags and keywords tied to your web page. That keeps building. Websites keep building the more we do. We also cold call. We talk business every opportunity we get. Cold calling, yeah, we will pick a business, when a type of business, one day a week or on a slow day, and go out and introduce ourselves and give them a business card. You do not reach a lot of people by doing that, but the people you do reach, you make friends. And, it is an exercise that keeps you in the right frame of mind. Customer service, and often you will get a pretty good job from doing that. Past businesses, I have relied on phone book advertising and word of mouth. Phone book advertising no longer brings a business, but the word of mouth is more important than ever. My opinion of social media, well, social media is dumb. However, people use it for good things, like who to use to open your car or rekey your business. So yeah, we work social media. How many calls a day do we get? Well, currently we're at 3 to 6. In the past businesses, locksmith businesses, you need about 30 to 40 calls a day, because of those you're going to get a certain number. And for us, 3 to 6, it's enough to keep a technician working, starting out. This is a building business, so it's still kind of the 4 or 5 year rule. You work your business for that long, and you build your customer base, and then you're making a good living. In the past, I've had one job that we actually got paid one job. At the end, we took a check for over $50,000, and of that we still had to pay taxes and such. But the profit margin was about $10,000 a month for that one job. And during that time, we were also doing other jobs. So is this business profitable? Yes, it is. Question, what professional organizations do we belong to? We are currently with the Better Business Bureau. Well, that's the business organizations we're with, is the Better Business Bureau, and on and off we'll join the Chamber of Commerce, because you still get out in the community, you put your name out there, and that is another good source, good quality advertising for the Better Business Bureau. And the Chamber usually has something interesting going on. Professional organizations, I am and have been a member of the Associated Locksmiths of America for many years, and I am a certified professional locksmith. How do you stay ahead of techniques and equipment? I'll be asking that of everyone that I come in contact with. And for us, we attend trade shows, we take as many classes as we can. That's all dependent on the time we have to get it done and the money we have available to us at the time. Because sometimes education can be costly, but necessary. Have a great online resources through manufacturers' websites, wholesaler websites, and there's a lot online today that you can learn from those sources. Do we have an in-house education program? In a perfect world, we would. However, with just two of us, there's currently working the business, out doing service calls, there's me and one other person. So, if we're challenged on the job, then one of us has had experience and know the answer to the problem, if you will. Most of our education, locksmith, comes from the Associated Locksmiths of America. They hold classes all over the country, and usually have one big convention a year. And then we have also taken classes from manufacturers, from safe manufacturers, from lock manufacturers. And we've both been educated and taken locksmith classes given by the Locksmiths Institute in Nicholasville, Kentucky. Probably the best source of education in the country for locksmiths. What hours are we open? And what hours do we work? We are mobile locksmiths, so we advertise all hours. And actually hours really vary. Total hours through the week now is probably around 60, and a lot of that is working on websites and advertising and billing and purchasing. I know that will shift or change to around 50 actual working hours and 20 to 40 hours on billing, bidding, purchasing, advertising, selling, taxes, all that you do in business. With the longer we are in business and the more customers we serve, the more our hours will change. In business, you do more work and you put in more hours. If you're doing it right, you'll probably think it's the hardest job you've ever loved. I know a lot of people are saying, except parenting, that's the hardest job they've ever loved. Yeah, point is, it's difficult, time-consuming, and you will or should like the challenge. How do you advertise? And what gives you the most value for your advertising? Okay, most value, Google. I currently have a domain name with them, more than one. I have a website with them called myeasywave.com through Weebly, the website builder. I have an AdWords account. I don't spend much on the AdWords. You can spend a lot of money on your AdWords. And I don't get much return on investment for AdWords. I'd like that improved, but in my area, specifically, some areas are better than others. In my area, I don't get much return on investment. I have a free web page with them that they give to anybody that's on Google My Business. I have the My Business site, and I have been verified through them, and I'm listed under their map listings in Google. I have Google Plus too. I do a lot with Google. I also have websites with Wix, Maclock.com, and WordPress with American Locksmith.